Well, if you're a filmmaker and want to get your work out there, here's your chance. The Durban International Film Festival is inviting filmmakers to submit their feature films and documentaries. The initiative seeks to discover and birth new voices for the industry. So let's go to Durban, talk more about this with Chupa Zhao. She's the head of programming and curator for the Durban International Film Festival. A very good morning to you. Tell us what you're looking for this year.
Very good morning to you too, and thank you for having me. Essentially, I think what 2020 has done is it's just turned the whole world upside down, and we're looking to see how people have adapted to the new world or have adapted to environments that are consistently changing and dynamic, and want to see how filmmakers have been creative in that space and essentially for solutions around how do we now move forward given the new situation we find ourselves in.
I should imagine that it really has elicited a creative push this year.
It really has. And I mean, it's not a great situation to be in, obviously, but what it has done is it has opened up some unprecedented opportunities for access, for networks, and just the number of films that have come out this year, surprisingly, quite a lot. And also even just pushing the boundaries of creativity. When you don't have as much space, as much freedom to do what you're used to, you have to get creative, you have to innovate. And I think out of that really comes out some interesting work.
Yeah, I should imagine there's a different style of filming as well, isn't it, because of the lack of access to your subjects. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, but you look at old films and you see people hugging and kissing, and it's quite a shock. I guess we're not going to see much of that.
It is. It really is. And so people have had to kind of adapt. And we're looking to see, you know, who's pushed the boundaries, what kind of boundaries are they pushing? Are there any more boundaries to speak of? And I think it's just kind of opened us up a little bit more, and I'm quite excited to see what the future holds for cinema, because even the way we view films, I know the experience that we've been used to going to the cinemas, the big screens with popcorn, that's, I think, for us, an experience we still want and definitely want to go back to, but we have had to see now people relying more and more on creating their own spaces within their own homes or offices and trying to enjoy as much as they can of what's out there. And of course, I think the competition with the lots of different choices, filmmakers have to work harder now to be able to just get their audiences to watch their film and stick with it through and through. Because, I mean, if you're sitting on your computer with internet and you watch something 5 minutes in, it doesn't grab you, you have the option to switch to another one as opposed to just going into cinema and sitting through a whole movie.
And it's such a pity, isn't it, that people can't get on.
Challenge the industry more.
It's such a pity that people can't get onto our magnificent beaches to film, as we, you know, if you dare try, you'll get Becky clearly coming to close it. So other than our fantastic beaches and the talent here, I mean, what is it that South Africa has to offer? How are we viewed?
Our stories are phenomenal. I think South Africa has such a rich and diverse, creative pool to choose from, and just the diversity that exists within the community itself, within the country itself, from the different regions, the different spaces, the different languages, the richness in each and every culture. It comes through within the content that we make. And I'm not sure if you've been watching any of the series and the films that have been coming out on Netflix, the South African content in particular. All very well done and very rich and, you know, very different. So we've got that going for us.
I mean, it'll be nice to see. I mean, so many of our South African content is based on, I don't know, sort of Russian plot or something. It'll be lovely to get more localized plots and hearing our fantastic accents.
That's true, I suppose. But I think sometimes it has to do with markets. So if you're making a film, whoever funds it says, hey, you know, this is the kind of film we're looking for, and then you have to kind of tailor it to the kind of region you're trying to sell your content to. Because as much as our films are locally made, they are making them specifically for an international market. So they have to appeal to both worlds. But I do agree that a lot of the local films that we're currently seeing, I mean, we have such a huge talent on the continent and in the country as a whole.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you come up with, and the deadline for submissions, as we say there at the bottom, is the 28th of Feb. Good to talk to you, Chipper. Thanks.